Hey guys, I'm Monkey. We're back here for another video. Guys, welcome back to another episode of my daily sniping series. Now, starting off right away, guys, quick update is that I actually went ahead and sniped for about 20 minutes. As I told you guys before, I'm going to go ahead and, change up my sniping series, actually have real snipes in the video, kind of, just cut out all the part when I'm not getting snipes and stuff like that. Now, I did that for 10 minutes, or about 20 minutes long, and none of it recorded. So I had to go ahead and re-record this part, and so pardon me on that one. Now I'm going to show you all the snipes I got in the beginning, and I'm going to show you all the profit I made and all them selling in the end, but just keep that in mind that that is why that is the case. So let's get started right into our topics today. Today, guys, we have some really interesting topics to talk about. First off, it's going to be what will next year, will next year be a lot better than this year in MUT? So a lot of people's opinions on MUT is that every year it gets worse. I've seen that so many times. A lot of people are saying, well, every year they get worse. Every year they get more money hungry. Every year they just completely degrade this game and make it even worse and worse to play. Now, obviously, you guys know I am not an EA truther. I don't just sit here and say whatever they say or do is, the God's world, or is just the best. And I feel like a lot of people like that, and a lot of people, don't like that. I try my best not to be as negative with EA as, I could be, but I'm trying my best to give my opinion with that. So, will next year be better than this year? I would say 100% yes. And I'm not, saying that for the fact that I'm saying this year is the worst game ever, and, oh my gosh, this year is so bad that next year has to be better. No, I'm saying this with the fact that this year, we had a lot of betas. We had a lot of tests being done in Ultimate Team. Couple of things was, number one, we had salary cap. We had MUT squads. That was a test. This was the first year of MUT squads, and it was kind of like in a beta. They have a lot of things to tweak, a lot of things to fix, and, obviously that's number one. Number two was MUT champions. We went from draft champions to MUT champions, which I guess really doesn't matter because they don't update either one. Which is really interesting to see if next year they remove MUT champions or draft champions, whatever you're going to call it. It's going to be interesting if they remove it because they don't even update it. They haven't updated it since, I believe, the game has came out. So, interesting that they really don't care about MUT champions or draft champions at all. Other than that, other thing we had in beta was power-up cards. That was not something that we had up in the past. That powering up cards type of philosophy is in a beta. That's why this year they really fluffed up on it. Next one would be tokens. Obviously, we had elite, badges and badges in general, but tokens were a little bit different this year. Instead of using, badges to upgrade players and get elite badges or elite tokens, now it was, I believe in the past it was you could get badges from players, but this year was just a new philosophy, new system they were trying out. So that's gonna be interesting. Another year under the Frostbite Frostbite engine is gonna be good. For them to learn more things and have more creative boundaries with everything. I'm going to be interested to see what they do next year with thresholds. If you guys do not know, I made a whole video on thresholds. Go check it out. But pretty much thresholds is killing this game. And the main reason why is because thresholds, what they end up doing is it makes stats worthless. It makes stats useless. For example, after you get through 91 zone, there's no threshold, I believe, after that. Now, again, I covered a video on this, so my memory might not be the best, but I believe after 91 zone, 91 and 99 overall zone is the exact same theoretically. So, if that's the case, then it makes players with better stats worthless, or not really worth that much because, it's not much of an upgrade. It's not much of a change. If we have thresholds where it's like a 91 zone and 99 zone, theoretically it's the same exact stat, then what's the point of upgrading your card? The only difference is maybe he'll get more animations or have a better chance at animations, which if you want to upgrade him for a lot of coins, then you can, but it gets to a point where is it really worth it if a card that is like a 85, 86 overall who's playing the same as a 97, 98 overall. So it just gets to a point, and it's going to be interesting to see how they change it next year. Are they going to go more with thresholds? Are they going to go back to just stats matter? Or we're just going to see, you know, animations. In the future, we're just going to see certain players have certain animations. Because this year, you know, the animation system was any player can get the same animation. If he's a 70 or if he's a 99, he can theoretically get the same animation as long as he hits certain thresholds. Next one we talk about, guys, is going to be, will they add more to game modes next year? So this year we had the long shot, you know, story mode, which wasn't really that much. It was kind of like, I believe 13 hours of gameplay or 13 hours of actually something, and then it went like there was nothing else after that. Will they go ahead and add to that? I believe so. I believe they are definitely trying to push toward this game to be more friendly to not only Madden fans, not only football fans, but more of the fans that like, you know, the gameplays like that. They like the story mode of games, and that's definitely what they're trying to push toward. Open up the market of Madden to not just football and Madden related people, but also gamers as a whole. And again, going to be interesting to see how they push toward that even more. But I definitely could see them adding more, you know, to the story mode. Maybe adding it longer, maybe actually, you know, really having a huge thing in the story mode. You know, kind of like dramatic, what's called, adding more to the character line of the story mode. Other than that, though, will they add the franchise mode? I'm hoping so. I don't really think they're going to push too much into franchise mode. Again, I hate to say it, but franchise mode doesn't make the money. It's a separate entity as a whole. Long shot makes the money because it could improve sales if they go ahead and market it correctly. Franchise mode does not make them any kind of money. Ultimate Team obviously does, so they want to put all their energy in the story mode most likely, and probably will put all their energy into Ultimate Team. So franchise mode will probably take another hit next year. What's the biggest things I want to see change in MUT 19? Biggest things I want to see change in MUT 19, if I had to choose one, it would be probably the fact of solo challenges. And obviously solos this year were not bad, don't get me wrong, in any kind of way. They were lackluster, to be honest, not like in years past, but they weren't the worst as a whole. But I want to see them stop doing full games altogether, okay? Obviously, Team of the Year was so freaking awful to do because it was full games. And, you know, that's just, it's annoying. It's so much work, and it doesn't need to be there. They do not need to do full games, even if it's a moment where you only have to play 3 quarters. I'm okay with that. To stop with the full games. Going into a full games is so mind-numbing. All you're doing in the game is just running the clock and trying to get out of it. It just takes so much time and so much energy. I wish they would just go ahead and stop with the full games. Make everything moments. If it's a solo challenge, it's a moment solo challenge. That's something I would love to see them change in the future, and love to see them upgrade and change. Other than that, though, they obviously are going to go ahead and push toward selling coins in the store. That's something that they have started doing on Madden Mobile, where they're now selling coins in the marketplace. It's going to be interesting to see if they go ahead and put that into you know, console games. I think they probably will, especially with a lot of people buying coins. They probably will go ahead and try to push that toward, you know, the marketplace and try to get people to buy coins from them instead of buying coins from third-party sellers, which, to be honest, I'm just going to say this honestly, it will probably be more cheaper to buy from third parties than it will be buying from EA Sports. But the idea is you don't get banned. There's no chance of you getting banned if you buy from EA. So it's kind of like that, you know, like, oh, well, you can buy from someone else, but you might lose your account. And once they start selling coins, guarantee they're going to start cracking down a lot more on coin selling and try to, you know, ban as much people as possible, because, and they're probably going to say, like, you know, this probably won't happen, but this would be kind of funny. Tell me down below what you guys think. It's like they're going to ban you for it, and they say you get a 10% discount, though, if you buy coins and you get unbanned from the marketplace. Like, I don't think they're going to do that, but that would be kind of interesting and funny at the same time if they did. Other than that, though, sets were actually pretty awesome this year. I love the feature that you can add multiple things to a set at one time. I believe that we had that in the past, but I just love that feature as a whole. Other than that, though, my final thoughts and opinions on MUT 18 so far, I don't hate it. I don't hate MUT 18. I feel like there's a lot of things ideas I have, you know, that what I think would make the game better and more fun and more playable. But I don't hate MUT 18. I think it's a really good game. I think it's really, exactly what it is supposed to be. It's a football simulation. It's a football simulator. Is it realistic? No. It's not realistic, and I feel like that's why a lot of people rage at the game, and I rage at games at certain points too, is when you play certain games, right, like certain football simulations, where it's kind of cartoonish, it's kind of unrealistic, you go into the game with that kind of mindset of, what's called, as like the game is supposed to be like this. The game's supposed to be fake, the game's not supposed to be real. When you're playing Madden, you kind of have that philosophy and that thought process as you would if you're back in the backyard with your friends playing football. You have that philosophy of everything that should happen is going to be realistic, and nothing should happen that isn't realistic at all. And the issue when it comes to that is Madden is still a video game at heart. Meaning there's still going to be glitches, there's still going to be exploits, and that's why I gotta say EA does a really good job at updating Madden as much as they do, because every single update they do, every single time a Madden's released, there's always exploits. Even after 1 minute after the update just came out, there's an exploit someone has found already on how to go ahead and get free touchdowns, get this, that, and the third. So every single time, something is updated, there's always an exploit right away. So EA does a really good job at updating the game and trying to fix those, but, that's just how it works. So I think a lot of times I get mad at Madden because of that, because I expect it to be more realistic, but you have to remember that it's just a video game at heart, and if there's any kind of exploits, people will use them. But other than that, the gameplay this year I thought was decent. It wasn't the worst. The Frostbite engine definitely helped out the gameplay and made it a lot more playable. Plays a lot more smooth, and it's more fun to play. Other than that, again, I said the threshold system really ticked me off, ticks a lot of people off. But other than that, it's not a bad game. And I gotta say that in that kind of context, because I have a lot of games in the past of MUT have been lackluster, not the best. I feel like MUT 15 wasn't that great. MUT 16, I might be getting them confused. MUT 16 or MUT 15, one of them was really good. The other one wasn't that great. But it's every year they're getting better and better. And sometimes they do stuff in this game that were kind of questionable and we don't really agree with, but that's just how it works. EA is the company that makes this game. They have the NFL license. We're gonna have to just go ahead and hope they go ahead and do exactly what we want, and if they don't, we have to kind of just play it by ear on them. So with that in mind, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe button. I'm going to go ahead right here and show you all the cards I sniped and all the cards, the profit I made. But again, guys, it's a game we play. I love football, and that's why I play Madden. I know a lot of people who only play Madden because of how much they love football. I love Madden. I've loved it my whole entire life because of how passionate and much I love football. So if I didn't love football, I wouldn't play Madden probably. And that obviously goes hand in hand because it's a football simulator. If I love soccer, I'd probably be playing FIFA. If I love basketball, which I actually do love basketball. I have played basketball 8 years of my life. So I do love basketball. I just don't like playing a video game of basketball. 2K is not too bad though. But nonetheless, as I was saying, guys, I'm about to show you right here all the profit I made. Now keep in mind, some of this profit I made was, before the Sniping series video started, that I sadly could not show you because the whole file got corrupted. But nonetheless, I did go ahead and make some pretty good profit from all this. I believe I made about 15,000 coins, which sniping level overall cards like this is not the way to go. I mean, I do it because this is called consistent sniping. This is consistently, I'm going to be able to, get a lot of good snipes, and I'm going to show you guys this as I'm talking and, talking through different subjects. But the real way to make coins is going to be by going ahead and going for the bigger snipes or sniping whatever promos out, rookie standout players, and of course, Team of the Year players. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.